So light 'em up, light 'em up, light 'em up. I'm on fire. So light 'em up, light 'em up, light 'em up. Appreciate the kind, straightforward manner in which you told him your decision. Unless he's a real jerk or a crybaby, you don't make friends.
Formerly known as the brawn of the student body, was calling himself Nick Varsity. And he is now dropping the varsity moniker, is calling himself by his first name, Nick Marchand. And apparently, there's a lot to be known of this young man that is yet to make the surface. A lot of people judge the book by its cover, and Nick Marchand feels as though that's a lot of what's going on with him. So he is here to showcase himself as a singles competitor, as a force to be reckoned with here at the Renegade Wrestling Alliance. If you ask me, him and his former tag team partner are really lost about one another. Nonetheless, both of which are very determined to make their own mark, as we say. Formerly known as the brains of the body, here is D&D Jack Connor donning his best Angus Young get-up here as he comes out to the ring, guitar in hand.
I didn't know this was an ACDC tribute band night.
You read my mind, Nasty. I was just talking about the attire he's wearing to the ring. He's got his patented Angus Young shorts.
He needs the knickers. He needs the short pack. I feel like if it's 1981, I should be voting for Reagan and watching Chip. What's on Carson tonight?
Neither one of these two, I'll tell you that, after this match, are supposed to be icing themselves down.
We said good friends, better enemies, and I mean, Jack Connor's going to shed some clothing here, and you know what? He needs to. It's warm, quite warm.
Are you saying that you want to see
No,
Jack Connor take his clothes off?
damn it.
This is that part of the show, ladies and gentlemen, where Robert Massey makes an awkward, uncomfortable, slightly homosexual comment about one of the people in the ring, and you just heard him say, oh, he needs to take some clothes off. You just heard it.
All right, 1 minute. Hold on. Now that he took clothes off, I have to give him a microphone. All right, you know what? We'll give him that.
That's commendable.
Yeah, we'll give him that.
That is commendable. This man, Jack Connor, that's right. He not only is he going to be battling Nick Marchand, but he battles Asperger's syndrome, ladies and gents.
He does, and that's very true. And now Nick Marchand's asking for the microphone. Wow. Why do these two have a microphone? Well then, and wait a minute now, Nick Marchand is going to attack Jack Connor. He left rock over Aaron Gore, and he dumped Jack Connor out to the ring.
That was a sleazy move right there by Marchand. By any means necessary seems to be his motto. And you know, I did speak with the former guidance counselor of these two young men, and Mr. Hunter, and he's definitely at odds about this match. You know, he's got mixed emotions. His allegiance doesn't lie towards any one of them. He really just wants to see the both of them come out of this stronger, brighter, and without any fatal injuries.
Mr. Hunter said that much?
All right, I had to pry it out of him. But,
And what a top rope double axe handle by Jack Connor, TNT Jack Connor. And a big drop kick to Nick Marchand. And you know what? I can understand where Mr. Hunter is on that. It's tough to see two former tag team champions fight it out like this. But, you know, sometimes egos get the best of each other.
And I think that's what's going on here, folks. You know, egos really just kind of overriding better judgment. But we're past that point, and these two have already signed the contract. They are here to compete, and boy, are they doing just that.
Irish whip off the ropes, and Nick Marchand catches Jack Connor, goes for a power slam. Connor slips off, going for a side Russian leg sweep, reversed by Nick Marchand, and
Beautiful
a big knee
high
lift.
knee.
I keep wanting to call him Nick Varsity. That's the last time I was here. That's what I called him.
It's easy to say that, but I do believe he does have a name for that high knee lift. He calls that the ex-girlfriend.
Well, yeah, I can understand that. Comes out of nowhere and just kicks you right in the teeth.
Thus a very fitting name.
Yeah.
We could have been confused. Maybe he was the brains of the student body all along. Maybe
Well,
that's why he's got an attitude.
I mean, Nick Marchand was, and now as he whips, by the way, he whipped his hair at me, and I don't know what he got on my suit, but I'm sending him to dry cleaning bill. It actually is starting to burn my eyes a little bit, and I pray to God it was meringue. Irish whip into the corner, huge Irish whip. As Nick Marchand, all joking aside, is a complete athlete. 1, 2, and a big kick out. You know, he's trained in MMA. He's also was a football player at one point. Now he's got a rear chin lock on Jack Connor. You know, Jack Connor's got a pretty hefty, and I don't mean that weight-wise, but got a pretty hefty battle to fight here.
Oh, he certainly does. You know, one thing people don't know about Jack Connor is he is an amateur martial artist. That's where he found his affinity for wrestling. And Nick Marchand, I mean, this guy, you know, not only is he the complete athlete where he's, you know, been a part of the wrestling team in high school and football as well, but he is still that trained, conditioned athlete outside of the ring.
Off the rope, beautiful drop kick by Nick Marchand. Probably one of the prettiest drop kicks in RWA.
It's
hands
quite
down.
a vertical.
Cover 1, 2, and Aaron Gore only finds 2 as Nick Marchand looks frustrated at Aaron Gore. You know, the other thing, too, about Marchand is he does those push-up chokes is he started training at the same time as Mike Ross, the Triple Crown champion, and he doesn't feel he's being respected.
Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe it's a bit of his attitude. Maybe it's the fact that he wasn't given the opportunity to be a singles wrestler off rip. But I don't think he's going about things the right way.
I mean, I would say that I sort of see where he's coming from. You want to handle personal grudges before you really start to get down to business and climb the ladder in RWA. I can understand that. Irish whip, big clothesline to Jack Connor. Jack Connor is in a world of hurt. Cover 1, 2, and a kick out.
And sadly enough, Marchand, being the stockier of the two, really has been dominating this matchup. And I say sadly because there's a lot at stake for both of these wrestlers. Not just Nick, but, you know, Connor as well.
Nick Marchand forces Jack Connor back to the ropes. Connor trying to use the ropes to get a break here, and a big forearm to Jack Connor from Nick Marchand. Irish whip, wearing the Bronco colors, catches Jack Connor, goes for what looked like it was going to be a sidewalk slam, gives you a big backbreaker, and Jack Connor's in a lot of pain.
Now he's just toying with Connor.
Now he's just taunting this crowd and Jack Connor, and you know what? Again, you can say what you will. You know full well I wasn't a big fan of the student body with the way they presented themselves, especially Jack Connor, but there's one thing about trying to settle a grudge, another thing about just showing off. As Jack Connor makes a huge reversal there on what was supposed to be a sidewalk slam, reverses it into a takedown DDT. There's one thing about proving a point to Jack Connor, totally another about just really trying to embarrass the guy and manhandle him and just beat him up. And that's not what I want to see Nick Marchand do here tonight.
And that seems to be his strategy here at Barnum Continentals. It's proven effective. Aside from that one counter that we've seen from Jack Connor, Marchand has been in control.
Marchand back to his feet. Connor using the ropes to get back to his feet. Marchand gets the vertical base, goes for a club, and a big forearm by Jack Connor. Blocked another shot by Nick Marchand, and another big club by Jack Connor. This time it was a right hand. Big kick from the side. Another kick to the leg by Jack Connor. Vicious kicks, the educated feet of the Jack Connor, now known as TNT Jack Connor. Irish whip and a big knee lip, dropping Marchand down. And a version of the famous, sir. Driver 1, 2, and just 2. That was very close, Bobby Rossi.
Sure was.
Jack Connor looking for 3 there, but much like members of AC/DC, as he was trying to imitate, he does not have his full wits about him, as his head is buzzing, if you will. Jack Connor gets Nick Marchand back on the apron. Big club, almost knocks him down into a young Finn. Marchand with another club. Blocks a club from Connor, thumb to the eye. Dirty thumb to the eye by Nick Marchand. I tell you what, my eyes are really burning, Bobby Rossi. I don't know what it was in his hair, but it's starting to hurt.
A little bit of that Vidal Sassoon.
Maybe, or something much cheaper. Marchand has his Broncos busted, if you will. Being taken down off the top rope and now sitting atop the top turnbuckle. Wrist lock, which is odd, from the top rope. Climbs the side part of the middle rope. And what a takedown.
Turning it into a virtual bulldog, just driving Marchand's forehead into the mat. Beautifully done. Way to stay innovative. I am impressed by both of these young men.
And you know, the good thing about facing your tag team opponent is you're both at the same level as far as ring quality, going from tag team to singles.
Absolutely. These guys know each other well.
How about 1, 2, and Marchand gets to the ropes. Great ring awareness by Nick Marchand, the total athlete.
Well, Connor's making desperation moves at this point. He's definitely looking a bit worn. I feel as though if he were on top of his game, you know, he wasn't so beaten, he would have had the wherewithal to drag Marchand to the center of the mat.
This crowd trying to fire up Jack Connor. Nick Marchand goes to the outside, try to get himself a second or 2. Connor climbing in front of us here, using the second rope, now the third to get back to his feet. Nick Marchand is down outside the ring. Connor trying to fire this crowd up once again. Connor looks like he's going to fly. This is very ill-advised. And he takes off. And Marchand, with a high knee lift, knocks out Jack Connor. He is dangling like yesterday's laundry on that second rope.
He's looked better before. You know, and to credit Connor and his strength.
What a sunset flip. Connor trying to block it. He does. 1, 2, 3. Jack Connor won. I don't believe it. That came out of nowhere.
I didn't expect that at least. I truly felt as though Marchand was going to take this one home. Hats off to the young former scholar of TNT, Jack Connor.
Absolutely. Nick Marchand, center of the ring. Can't believe it. He cannot believe what he just was a part of. And I tell you what, it goes back to the cockiness that he showed early on in this match. He outweighs Jack Connor. He outskilled Jack Connor athletically. And he got too emotional.
Couldn't just let bygones be bygones. Couldn't just see who the better man was in this competition. No, he had to make it personal.
Well, as both men look to escape, good win by Jack Connor, who's still holding on to his ribs. I think he really hurt himself. He high-fived some of the crowd as he exits. What a showing by Jack Connor here tonight. Nick Marchand getting back to his feet, still shocked. You can see the shock in his face. Believe it, I think he's tearing up as he leaves, and he whips his hair into the face of a fan.
Who is just not impressed. The camera's not picking it up, but I mean, that fan at ringside, he's not feeling it.
Well, coming up, Bobby Rossi, is a tag team championship match, and it's going to feature the Natural Truth T Phoenix teaming up with the Baby Bull Chris Dozer. The Hollywood Balls had to relinquish their titles because of the injury on Cipriano Abruzzi that forced him into retirement, which was a shame. But Jason Devine left RWA at the time, and T Phoenix needed a tag team partner, and he asked a former tag team champion and Chris Dozer to be his partner, and I believe this team is going to be called the Trip to Hollywood. And they're going to face, as you have put it, if I can quote you properly, two men with a hair across their ass for RWA in the tag team division.
The movement. I'll tell you, they feel as though they were robbed. They never got a chance to properly defend the tag team championship, and they have taken that out on everyone here at the RWA. You talk about Chris Dozer and T Phoenix, two guys, unlikely pairing, but let's not forget, both of which were tag team champions in their own tag teams, both of which are tag team specialists, and both of which are big burly dudes, which if you ask me, you need that to face the movement.
That matchup is coming up next.